Something's brewing in Chicago, and it's not just the buzz around Caleb Williams. There's a different kind of storm building. Quiet, calculated, ruthless. It's happening in the trenches, where games are truly won. The Chicago Bears might have just unlocked a massive advantage that no one in the national media is talking about, and it could redefine their entire identity on defense in 2025. What if I told you the Bears might already have everything they need to generate elite pressure? Without spending big on flashy edge rushers, we're going to dive deep into this today. But first, understand this. This isn't about hype. This is about versatility, intelligent scheme, and a new era under defensive coordinator Dennis Allen that's quietly turning the Bears' defensive front into one of the most unpredictable and dangerous in the NFL. And the centerpiece of this transformation? A rookie. A guy who plays like every snap might be his last, Shamar Turner. Now I know, he didn't have the same draft buzz as some of the edge rushers in this class. But go back to the Texas A&M tape. Turner was everywhere, lining up inside, outside, attacking from different angles with a relentless motor. He's not just a defensive lineman. He's a chess piece. He's exactly the kind of player Dennis Allen builds chaos with. Now, pair that with what's already in place, Gervin Dexter, whose body has completely transformed over the last 2 years. Deo Odeyingbo, the Swiss Army knife lineman who can slide from edge to interior without losing explosiveness. Andrew Billings, the immovable anchor who, when healthy, is one of the most underrated run stuffers in football. And let's not forget the recent addition of Grady Jarrett, a true technician who thrives in movement-based schemes. What we're looking at is a fully reloaded front that's no longer just reacting to offenses, it's dictating to them. Before we go deeper, if you're loving this inside look at the Bears' defense, now's the perfect time. Hit that subscribe button, like the video, and smash the bell icon so you never miss a drop of real, no-fluff Bears content. We break it all down every week, all year long. Let's move on to the latest news. So, who is Dennis Allen and why should Bears fans be this excited? Simple. He's a mastermind of defensive disguise. A guy who doesn't just create pressure, he engineers confusion. Offenses struggle to identify where the rush is coming from, who's dropping back, and what personnel groupings even mean anymore. His favorite toy? Cover one pressure. It's aggressive. It's physical. It dares quarterbacks to make quick, pinpoint decisions while being harassed by linemen and linebackers crashing from every direction. It's a far cry from the soft shell, bend but break defense Bears fans suffered through under Matt Eberflus. Allen brings edge. He brings unpredictability. He brings an attitude that Chicago has been missing for a long time on defense. And the best part? His scheme doesn't rely solely on dominant edge rushers to generate heat. Instead, it thrives on interior pressure, quickness through gaps, and positional rotation that confuses blocking assignments. That's where Shamar Turner becomes such a critical piece. At 6'3", 290 pounds, he's big enough to hold his ground inside but explosive enough to shoot gaps or even play the edge in heavy packages. He's Cam Jordan with fresher legs. Carl Granderson with more versatility. This isn't just projection. This is what Allen has done before in New Orleans. In fact, look at how he used Jordan and Granderson. They lined up everywhere from 2-eye to wide 9. And now Turner fits the same mold. But Turner's not alone. Take Gervin Dexter. Remember how he started getting reps at defensive end during camp? That wasn't just experimental, it was strategic. His improved agility and added strength now allow him to play multiple roles, giving Allen one more movable piece. And don't overlook Deo Odeyingbo. He logged nearly 600 snaps outside the tackle last season and was one of the few linemen ranked top 20 in versatility by POF. In fact, Allen himself recently said, one of the things Deo does exceptionally well is move inside in passing downs and rush from the interior. That's the vision. Interior chaos. Collapse the pocket. Force QBs off their spot. Then let guys like Montez Sweat clean up off the edge. This interior-first strategy is why the Bears don't need to panic about edge rusher depth the way outsiders think. They're building pressure through mismatch creation. And that brings us to something few analysts mention, but that could determine how far this defense goes. Let's talk about a word you rarely hear in football: entropy. In short, it's randomness, disruption, lack of pattern. And when it comes to defensive lines, high entropy equal offensive confusion. According to a recent Puff breakdown, the Bears ranked in the top half of the NFL in defensive line entropy last season. In other words, they were already experimenting with lining guys up in unexpected places, and that was before Dennis Allen arrived. Now, that entropy is about to become weaponized, because Allen isn't just allowing random movement, he's designing it. And the numbers back it up. The Bears last year had more sacks than the Chiefs and Lions, despite lacking what many consider elite edge rushers. They ranked 13th in the NFL in line versatility, with players logging snaps at multiple positions across the front. Even Gervin Dexter, who wasn't listed in Puff's top 20 versatile linemen, had over 200 snaps outside his base position. Now imagine that flexibility in a system designed for it. Imagine Grady Jarrett and Billings stuffing the run on early downs, with Dexter and Turner sliding inside on passing downs next to Dale, while Sweat loops around the edge. Every snap looks different. Every protection plan becomes a gamble. It's not just about who's rushing, it's about where they're rushing from. It's chaos. Controlled chaos. And it's how Dennis Allen is building an identity that doesn't rely on just one star player, but instead overwhelms teams with depth, movement, and mental pressure. So yes, it's fair to say the Bears don't have the most feared defensive line in the NFL on paper. But paper never wins in December. Depth, disguise, and disruption do. And when you zoom out and look at the personnel, Turner, Dexter, Billings, Jarrett, Odingbo, and Sweat, you start to realize something. This might already be one of the most versatile defensive fronts in the league. They're built for every situation: early downs, third and long, goal line, 2-minute drills. And because Allen's scheme thrives on movement, even fatigue becomes a weapon. Every player has multiple responsibilities. Every player can slide. It's like watching a defensive line version of Ben Johnson's offense: confusing, adaptive, explosive. So here's what to watch for in camp. Where does Turner line up in full contact drills? Is Dexter continuing to rotate with the ends? How frequently does Allen deploy his 32 and load pressure looks? And how is communication holding up when Allen sends 5 or 6 rushers? Because that's where this whole plan either clicks or collapses: communication and timing. But based on early reports, this group is already embracing the complexity. Allen's playbook isn't easy, but it's effective. And when you give it to a group of linemen who can move, learn, and adapt, you get a defense that doesn't just hold the line, it controls it. Bear down. And we'll see you in the next video.